All right, guys. Good win. Good win. Obviously, excellent start. Okay, and a lot of really good things to take from the game. I think the biggest thing, they're a really good team at taking the ball from you, 11th in the country. So to be able to have only 6 turnovers, tremendous job. Bruce led the way there. So I thought our defense was as good as it's been maybe in the first half. Second half, not as much. But a lot of good bench stuff, a lot of good bench production. A lot of respect for this Penn State team. Obviously, they're coming off a great win over Wisconsin. So a lot of respect for them and how they play. So a good win for us. Quick turnaround here.
Chris, like you said, quick start. You get out to a 16-0 lead and probably can't script it a whole lot better than that.
Yeah.
What did you like about how your team started this game and then was able to sort of keep that distance for the duration for the most part?
Yeah, I thought we had real pop defensively. Now they missed a couple shots, but a lot of those were challenged around the rim, Adam. I just thought we had real pop defensively, and that kind of led the way. I thought our defense imposed itself in that stretch. Second half, we have to play with more maturity with a lead defensively than what we're playing right now, and I think that just comes with growth and learning. We just have to. I think really on both ends when you have a lead, but certainly defensively. But man, our start was tremendous.
Can you address the status of Scotty and
Scotty's still obviously a part of this team. He's a great kid, a really good kid. You know, I think you guys know by now. I mean, whether I got my start coaching, 12 or 15 years ago, or coaching in 2024, we're always going to hold players accountable. And he's a really good kid, love him, and obviously a big part of this team. It's just, I know it's a different era in college sports, but our best players have always, wanted to be coached and wanted to be held accountable. And I love him as a kid and looking forward to his return.
Obviously, as a head coach, you don't want to put too much stake into a game when there's still 2 months left in the regular season. But how was this sort of a needed breath of fresh air before you go back on the road here?
Well, I think, listen, I think you're always going to play with the level of desperation. I would also say this. I thought our crowd was great again. We talked about that at Wisconsin, and it's a little bit harder when you get off to a 16-0 lead. The crowd at that point can maybe not be as engaged, but I thought they gave us great energy there. And I just, I wish we could play every game a Saturday at noon. I don't know if anybody in here can swing that with the Big Ten, but if you could, I'd love it. It's just we love playing Saturday afternoon games or Sunday afternoon games. We've got a couple more, but it was a great crowd, great energy, and an important win.
And then Evan, making a lot of the defensive contributions, ball handling and distributing things that he's done a much of the year, but then the offense too today. Was this the best game he's played in your eyes, and what did you see from him today?
Well, I thought Evan was obviously critical. He's playing with a lot of confidence offensively now. He had that stretch in the first half where it was less than, I just think he was struggling a little bit with his confidence. But he's playing with great confidence right now, great confidence, and I love that because we really need him. I think our bench was maybe the reason. Our bench play might have been the reason for this win as much as anything. Dale, Zed's second half, Devin's production, and then obviously we got to continue to get Taysom consistent. But they were critical for us. So it was really good to see.
Chris Rhodes said that you guys big boyed them. That was the words he used in the paint. And then you guys also got them free throw line, I think 22 attempts. I think you said that was an emphasis to get more to the line. But what can you say about just the emphasis getting inside in general?
Well, I do think we've got to play through the paint better than what we did. I didn't think we did that great in the last 5 minutes of the game when we were in the double bonus. We got to play a little more through the paint than what we did. But we did a really good job finding rim runners and divers and guys. Their ball screen coverage is a little bit unique, but I thought Evan getting behind the defense, Felix and Zed getting behind the defense was really good.
And it seemed like Roddy got back to some of his playmaking ways.
Yeah.
But what do you see from him in that regard?
Good rhythm. Yeah, good rhythm. I thought just a really good, productive outing for Roddy. Great to see that with him.
Hey, Coach. Part of the beauty of the Big Ten conference season is that you do get to play a number of teams twice.
Yep.
How much did you guys focus and emphasize today of kind of erasing the bad taste that you had at Penn State College?
Well, listen, I think, sure, that was certainly fresh in our memory. Because you had one there that you felt like if you could just finish the game. But I also give them a lot of credit. They made a ton of shots in the second half. They played very well. They crushed us on the glass in the second half. And they were able to pull it out. They've beaten some good teams at their place, clearly, just coming off the Wisconsin win. So, yeah, I think as much as anything, we were trying to figure out a way to address some of those things as coaches, put our guys in the best position, and then just go play.
Yeah, and after the game, what was the feeling in the locker room of a sense of revenge, if you will?
Well, I think anytime you get beat, that is a part of it. But it really then ultimately comes down to execution and effort and consistent effort. And that's really what it was. I think our guys really respected this team, respected obviously how dynamic their guards were, and you felt that I think early in the game.
Last question is, last time you had a big lead and it didn't stick. What does it say for your team that you're able to, and it got a little testy there towards the end. So, what does that say about those last 3 minutes of the game where you pushed through?
Yeah, no, I think it's good. We've had a couple games like that. They made some shots. Again, I think we have to play with just more maturity defensively in those stretches, and probably we needed to attack the basket and get to the free throw line more than what we did, and we just have to keep growing in that area.
Chris, you mentioned the bench already. Why today were they able to make the impact that they were, where maybe in some other games where you needed them, it wasn't what you needed?
Well, I think one of the things I can try to do is like give a guy like Dale some consistent minutes to try to get in a rhythm. Playing at home always helps, for guys coming off the bench. But I just think we need to try to settle in on a little bit of rotation there with our bench group, be consistent with it, hope that gets them in a rhythm, and then give those guys confidence to go play. Who's coordinating this? Okay.
Coach Rhodes talked about how hard going on the road. He just wanted home against Wisconsin, comes here and loses. You got to go play a couple games.
Yeah.
That's the age-old question, right, in this league. How do you go win on the road?
Yeah.
How do you be mature at the end of a game?
Yes.
If you have a lead at Nebraska, how do you pull that off?
Yeah.
What's the message to your guys going on the road?
Well, as you guys know, it's going to be a great environment at Nebraska. It's a tremendous. I mean, whether they have struggled, in my experience playing at Nebraska, whether they have struggled in a given year or not, it does not matter. They come out and they support their group. It's unbelievable. If you guys have never been to a game there, it's an unbelievable place to watch a game. It's an unbelievable environment. So I give their fans a ton of credit because it doesn't matter. Like, they haven't been a tournament team. I think they're a tournament team this year. They haven't been a tournament team since 1 year since I've been in the league. And they just come out. It's a great environment. They have a great team. They're really gifted. Fred does a great job. I think they're a bona fide tournament team for sure. It's going to be a great challenge, and we're going to have to get better at playing with poise, and we're going to have to play very well.
The maturity thing on defense, what's the details of that when you say that?
I think we relax too much. I don't think we play with as much physicality and aggressiveness, really offensively or defensively at stretches. The clock's your friend in those situations, so I get the offensive thing a little bit because you are trying to bleed the clock a little bit. But our lack of just bite defensively, it's a maturity thing. We just relax too much. We have to get better with it.
I know private conversations are private, but would you be willing to share a little bit about what you said to Evan on the court there after the game?
Yeah, I just was really proud of him working through some of those struggles at him early, where he was, I think, kids question themselves a little bit confidence-wise. And I just was really proud of the fact that he had fought through that. He's starting to see how he can impact things a little bit. And I just think he's growing into a young man who can really help us on both ends. And that's really what we need. I've told you guys, I'm really bullish on our sophomore class. And he's a part of that group.
when you look, you said you kind of identified areas after the holiday break. Had a month since then. Do you feel like you're getting better in the areas you guys pinpointed?
I would say better at our turnover rate right now, offensively, in the last few games. That was, we were last in the league, I think, 3 games ago. So that's improved significantly. But our defensive rebound, I gotta check and see if we got our number right now. But I think that has improved. What has taken a little bit of a dip, obviously, is our shooting. And that's where we gotta elevate ourselves.
It's what I wanted to ask you about that on the night where you outscored them by 12. You again struggled to connect from
Yeah,
deep.
yeah.
Did you like the looks tonight?
Do you like them?
I liked a lot of them.
Okay, yeah, I did too. Yeah, I mean, I think you watch enough basketball to know, like, so a lot of those are clean looks, and a lot of them played through the paint, and they were after some ball movement and some cutting. I did like a majority of them. I really did. There might have been 1 or 2 where I felt like in transition we could have gotten to the rim, but I did like them, and we got to keep taking those. To your point, Mike, we cannot stop taking those.
And I asked Mike about the way they were guarding Bruce and the way teams are starting to guard Bruce.
Yeah.
7 of his 9 shots are from 3. He said they obviously don't want him getting downhill, getting the ball in his right hand. But
Yeah.
How much are teams just stopping him or focusing on stopping him from getting where he wants to be? It seems like he doesn't have the same freedom on the court that he might have had a couple weeks ago.
He's probably been hedged in nearly every game since the Alabama game. They put 2 to the ball, whether teams are icing or whether they're even in drop coverage traditionally, or I don't get too technical here, or whether they're in their hedge coverage. He has seen 2 to the ball. In other words, of guarding a big almost every game since the Alabama game. Alabama played a lot of drop coverage, and he got going there. And he might have seen a little bit of, I know Minnesota hedged him too, but I think he's gotten better at reading some of those coverages, and our spacing was better in this game that allows him an easy outlet and the ability to attack behind.
Chris, with Felix, feels like he's gotten a lot better finishing on those
Yeah.
lobs, especially when he catches, goes down, and
Yeah.
goes up on 2 feet. Where does that growth been from last year to this year?
Where what?
The growth, what have you seen?
Big time growth there. Yeah, big time growth. I thought a key play was the pocket bounce Dale threw to him. In past years, he might have just caught that and rushed it right to the rim. The fifth defender, the lowest defender who's going to X out in that situation, came over, walled him up. He gathered it. It's the one he threw to Evan. He's got to continue to, he and Evan and Devin and Zed have to continue to do a better job of playing behind the defense. And when there is a rotation defensively by the fifth defender or by the MIG, playing off 2 feet, stride, stop, finishing, catching in traffic, either finishing over a smaller player or being able to make the right play and the right pass. And he short rolled some today, but him getting behind the defense was really critical, and his ability to catch and read, play off 2 feet, and then also make some pretty good decisions has been a major growth, and it has to be for us with the attention that Bruce and Roddy are getting. Okay, guys.
Thank you, Chris. Great year.
34 defensive rebounds.